So last week I made some bold predictions. I said that New England would not only beat the Colts, but that they might embarrass them. And that San Francisco would beat Seattle. Now, did that happen? Not exactly. In fact, I gave myself a nickname. I said Second Mortgage Uger because I'm taking out a second mortgage to bet on New England. Now, look, it would appear on the surface that I am wrong. But when you go beneath the surface and you really look at the details, what you find out is that I'm totally wrong. Okay, not even close. All that Peyton Manning choking nonsense did not happen. So you might be wondering, what's the belt doing here? I mean, this is because I was on a roll. Not only was I the TYT Fantasy Football League champion and hence earning the belt second time in 4 years, but I had been getting a lot of the predictions right. Well, I now have to retire the belt because that is not the case, but I do have a new use for it, and it's basically for this. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh my God. For those of you who hated my unbearable bragging, well, believe me, in the immortal words of Ed Reed,
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no.
Hell no. I put my money where my mouth is, and it's no longer there. So I'm hurt, dog. In the Manning-Uger Bowl, Manning is up significantly. Now, it's not over. We do have the Super Bowl. But come on, for Christ's sake, I said he would choke, that he's a choker. He did not choke. I thought that John Fox, if they had a lead, would tighten up. He didn't tighten up. Instead, he threw on second down over and over again in the fourth quarter. And that was their advantage. Look, Talib getting hurt, the best, defender they had in the secondary in New England was gigantic. If Gronkowski was there and Talib was there, could it have been a slightly different game? I don't know. Denver might have won anyway, but they weren't there. Gronkowski wasn't there before I started making my predictions. He had already gotten injured. So there's no way to justify it. Just wrong, wrong, wrong. All the credit in the world to Peyton Manning and John Fox and the Broncos. And look, don't think that I'm not going to double down. No, not bet-wise or anything like that. And if Manning wins the Super Bowl, I have to. They should pass a law not allowing me to say anything bad about Peyton Manning ever again. Okay, and I will enforce that law. I will say he was right, I was wrong, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, I think that the Seahawks are a phenomenal team, and they will beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl. If you think I have no credibility at this moment, you're absolutely right. Okay, and look, as I look at that San Francisco-Seattle game, I think San Francisco played a terrific game, except for the first interception in the fourth quarter that Kaepernick threw, which was a badly thrown pass. On the fumble, he didn't see the guy coming. On the last interception, that was just a phenomenal play by Richard Sherman. But let me just note something. Not just by Richard Sherman. The guy who's not getting enough credit is Malcolm Smith. Because if Richard Sherman wouldn't have picked that ball off, if he bats it down and Malcolm Smith isn't there, San Francisco gets at least 2 more plays and probably scores. Malcolm Smith, you know what he did and why Seattle won the game? Because great coaching by Pete Carroll and great hustle by all the Seattle players. They run to the ball. The ball's up in the air. He's a linebacker. He's not covering Michael Crabtree. He ran to the ball anyway. I love Malcolm Smith. He cost me a ton of money, but I love Malcolm Smith. That's how you play football. You run to the ball just in case. He picks the ball off. The game is over. San Francisco was supposed to win that game. And I say this not because of my stupid predictions, but because I've seen that game 100 times when there's 2 good teams playing. And the guy with the ball in the last drive that's been delivering. Remember, it's 4th and 2. Kaepernick delivers the pass to Frank Gore. They're driving, they're clutch. They win that game 19 out of 20 times, but not in the Legion of Boom. Not at Seattle's home turf. They weren't going to let it happen. They changed the script. All the credit in the world to Seattle. So all the haters of me who said Seattle and Denver were going to the Super Bowl, you were right and I was wrong. The only thing I ask is, when I'm a goofball and I'm in the sports arena, just don't let it color how you view me in the political arena. In 2012, in politics, 12-0 in my predictions. Keep it real, okay? In sports, I was on a roll for a while. We seem to have kind of hit a rough patch here. But that's why they play the games on Sunday. I learned that lesson the hard way. Of course, the Super Bowl will be my Custer's last stand. So that lesson for sports enthusiast, let's put it that way, is never quite learned. So I can't wait for the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great game. And look, the only way, and I'll say last thing on Manning, okay, because I said all along he wasn't going to make it to the Super Bowl. There was no way, and he's now in the Super Bowl. Now, in order for me to be right about Manning, there's like a 3% chance left. He would absolutely have to choke the game. That it would be demonstrably true that you guys would all agree, boy, he seemed to have kind of choked, right? Not kind of choked, totally choked. If Denver loses the game, doesn't mean I'm right, because Manning played great in the playoffs, not a single hint of choking. And if they lose the game, it's likely because Seattle was just the better team, right? They have to lose the game, and Manning has to be embarrassing for me to be right. But at this point, there's no reason to believe that. So if all they do is lose and Manning plays okay, Manning is going to win the battle between Manning and Uger that he does not realize even exists. Okay, and I'll have to shut up about Manning the rest of the time. Okay, so you have that to look forward to. But the Super Bowl, #1 offense against the #1 defense should be awesome.